got some popcorn.
Wait, really?
Let's watch creepy TikToks.
Who remembers this?
Much has been said about Jeffrey Epstein. Terrible things.
No, I'm talking about Jeff Epstein, the New York financier.
Yes, we're talking about the same Jeff Epstein.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I never heard.
Oh, it was a big story in the news. Huge.
No.
Yes, for you to say no one ever
Jeff
said.
Epstein.
Yes.
Jeff Epstein.
Yes, the financier.
The island.
Yes, he had an island that I've never been to. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, with respect, if there was some news about Jeff Epstein, I would have heard.
No, I don't know what rock you've been under. It was a huge story, and Jeff Epstein I have to tell you, he's gone. He's dead.
What do you mean?
He's dead.
He's dead.
He's
No.
dead.
Sorry, nice try. If Jeff Epstein were deceased, I'm pretty sure I would know about it. Now, I admit I've not, probably since the pandemic, I have not talked to him.
That would make sense. That would make sense. He's been dead for a number of years, Jim.
I'll tell you, there's one easy way. Let's call Ghislaine Maxwell.
No, we're not calling Ghislaine Maxwell.
Why not? Okay.
She's in prison. She's imprisoned for crimes she committed with Jeff Epstein.
Ghislaine's in prison.
Yes, stop calling her Ghislaine. How do you know these people? Jim.
Conan.
Jim.
All right.
Jim, listen.
Okay.
Listen
I'm
to me.
just saying, I don't.
You know, they always tell us without telling us. He started laughing. He said, I would know. I would know if he was dead. I would know. Message. Me personally, it's my opinion. It's my opinion. He's not dead. It's my opinion. It's my opinion. What the Netflix special said that he was doing wasn't what he was doing. It's my opinion that if you look at the list of names on that list, the world media is pushing you to believe pedophilia. But I believe, and there's evidence to support this claim with the list of fucking scientists, neuroscientists, that's the mind brain, Stephen fucking Hawking. Things of that nature. And I mean, there's multiple scientist names on there. You think Stephen Hawking was over there getting some little kid Badussi? Really? Really? An astrophysicist who can't use his arms or legs and types or talks through an automatic voice. Y'all motherfuckers believe anything.
They hide the real fifth element. It's called ether. Ether is the base of all physical matter, also known as spirit or aether. It's a substance that connects the astral to the physical world. It's on either side, which is why the word together has ether in it, because it joins the two dimensions. Ether or spirit is always on the top because it's the most important element. They've demonized the middle finger because the middle finger is the etheric element. The ether gives birth to the other four elements. It's the base of all physical matter. The elements not only correspond with the body and the fingers, they correspond with your skull. Elements always go in this order. Earth at the bottom, water sits on top of the earth, which is water going in the mouth. Air goes through the nose because we breathe. Fire goes through the eyes, which is light. Spirit is the third eye, ether. Ether is the only element symbol with a circle. Circles are eternal, no beginning, no end. Skull is a circle because it holds the spirit, the ether. The word element has El meaning God, ment meaning mind, God mind. Elements only exist within our mind because our mind is being projected into this simulation. The link is in the bio for the Book of Wisdom PDF. It gets updated every month with new pages.
This is a story about Raymond Rife, a scientist who invented a cure for cancer. He did so with a machine, a Rife machine, that was able to blast out frequencies. Rife discovered that most tumors have living organisms within them, like viruses, pathogens, parasites, bacteria. And if you're able to blast them with frequencies, just like when an opera singer reaches a specific note, that you could blast them away. Many doctors from USC, such as Arthur Kendall, Dr. Johnson, were able to confirm and back him up. They took 16 terminally ill cancer patients, and 14 of them healed fully recovered within 70 days with only 2 treatments a week lasting 3 minutes each. In 1939, the AMA lost a lawsuit going after him, but in 1950, the FDA confiscated his machine and went after any doctors that were using it. And sadly, that was the end of Raymond Rife.
What do you think about that? I think it's interesting how they had machines for a while, I guess. I think it's interesting. I think that it's going to be a new time for healing. I think maybe instead of hospitals, there could be healing centers with this kind of technology. What do you think about it?
Many ancient cultures shared similar beliefs in a sacred place in the north, often described as a harmonious paradise. The Norse would call it Agartha. For Hindus, it's referred to as Paradisia. The Greeks knew it as Hyperborea. The Celtics called it Avalon. Buddhists call it Shambhala, and in the Bible, it's referred to as the Garden of Eden. That's just a few of the names. In fact, this place has been dubbed the Land of 1,000 Names. At the center of this paradise is the Axis Mundi, also called the Cosmic Axis, World Axis, World Pillar, Center of the World, and World Tree. This is said to be the connection between heaven and earth. Here is the Norse depiction. We have Yggdrasil, which is the Tree of Life. This is Mount Meru, from Buddhist, Jain, and Hindu cosmology. It's the central world mountain that reaches high into the heavens, and resting above it is the North Star.
Well, may I ask you, is there a great difference between the top of the world and the bottom of the world?
There is. Now, the North Pole is the center of an ocean 10,000 feet deep. The South Pole, the center of a plateau, 10,000 feet high. The North Polar Sea is surrounded by continents, slightly frozen. The Antarctic continent is surrounded by a belt of ice. Frozen seas are at least 1,200 miles thick. Now, the south is a plateau. It gets, in some places, 14,000 feet up. I've been over areas about 13,000. And it's a little bit chilly up there. So there's that big difference between the top and bottom of the world. I don't think the north really isn't very cold up there on the Arctic.
It's high into the heavens, and resting above it is the North Star. In the Mayan cosmology, there is a central pyramid. Same theme with the Inca cosmology and the Navajo cosmology. So you get the idea, and of course this is fascinating on its own. But here's where it gets crazy. In the 1500s and 1600s, many maps were made that depicted 4 large islands in the Arctic region surrounding the North Pole. The most popular map with these Arctic landmasses comes from 1595 by Gerardus Mercator, where we can see a large black mountain called the Rupus Nigra, surrounded by a great whirlpool into which 4 powerful rivers flow. These rivers divide a massive landmass into 4 distinct islands. These islands were said to have been written about in great detail in a lost book from the 14th century called the Inventio Fortunata, which itself also references much older and similarly lost work. Suddenly, in the mid-1600s, all traces of the 4 Arctic lands, the Central Mountain, and the Whirlpool had vanished, not to be seen on any map thereafter. Currently, we are told that there is no land at the North Pole, but instead, a floating ice sheet that expands and contracts from season to season. Here's a short clip from a documentary claiming to be going to the North Pole.
Arriving destination 15 feet, 12, 10, 2. North Pole, top of the world, guys. Top of the world. We'll get out of a minute, Jay.
How cool is that? So what do you think? Is the real North Pole being hidden from us? Are they hiding land at the center of the Earth? Is that why we are told about Santa Claus at an early age, and it's conveniently related to the North Pole so that when we inevitably find out that Santa Claus is total BS, we also dismiss the North Pole? Not that it doesn't exist, but, you know, we just kind of forget about it along with Santa Claus. Sure feels that way. And as usual, the truth seems to show up in plain sight in Hollywood movies. I just watched the new movie The Dark Tower, based on the Dark Tower book series by Stephen King. And sure enough, it was all about the Axis Mundi.
You draw a good hand.
Show me what this is.
It's a map. My father showed me a map like this once. Inside the circle is your world and my world. Many others. No one knows how many. The Dark Tower stands at the center of all things. And it stood there from the beginning of time.
Dark Tower equals Rupus Nigra, or the Black Rock. And in the movie, a young boy goes to another dimension called Midworld, and the only reason he's able to get in is because, quote,
his shine is pure.
That's a prerequisite in a lot of the North Pole Paradise mythology we were discussing earlier. This magical kingdom will only reveal itself to believers pure in heart. What does this mean? It means that you must shed all your past traditional beliefs and open your mind and heart to the possibilities of the invisible worlds beyond our senses of reality. The Western world has been conditioned to see first, then believe. But in the search for Shambhala, you must believe first. Just like in the movie Doctor Strange.
To me, about healing through belief.
You're a man looking at the world through a keyhole, and you spent your whole life trying to widen that keyhole, to see more, to know more. And now, on hearing that it can be widened in ways you can't imagine, you reject the possibility.
I reject it because I do not believe in fairy tales about chakras or energy or the power of belief. There is no such thing as spirit. We are made of matter and nothing more. It's just another tiny, momentary speck within an indifferent universe.
You think too little of yourself.
I'm really fascinated by old maps. I don't think that they're as wrong as what was first said. They're probably more accurate than at least I ever considered. I love rocks. I love fossils. I was one of them little girls who used to just pick up rocks all the time and take them home. I have a thing for rocks that look like eggs. I have a couple. And I have a couple fossils too. Whenever my grandma and Pat built their home, they had a bunch of awesome fossils. Not nearly that big, but they look similar, just small. And they also... I think I got 2 pieces of petrified wood as well whenever they broke ground for building the last house that they built. It's really cool. I like that kind of stuff. I just thought it was really neat. It's not very creepy.
Boys can't learn the same way little girls learn at a very young age, and we're overdiagnosing little boys with behavioral problems and ADHD, and a lot of that has to do with forcing them into situations that are not good for them, meaning little boys have a lot of testosterone between the ages of 3 and 6, which means they need to run around a lot, and between learning they need to have a lot of physical activity, and we're making them sit in circle time, and we're restraining them in a way that's causing them to feel a great deal of stress with very high levels of cortisol, which makes them seem distractible, and then they're diagnosed as being problems in the classroom. And we're really failing little boys. It's not that there's something wrong with them, there's something wrong with the way we teach them.
I have 2 little boys myself, and I'm very happy I chose to keep them out of public state-ran schools. I've homeschooled them this whole time, and I couldn't be happier. I hear terrible things about public school and little boys, and I'm just so happy they don't have that. Tell me that's not a spine. That's somebody's spine. I don't know if that's on snake's spine or a human spine, but that's somebody's spine.
As above, so below. As within, so without. That's the law of correspondence. It is not Solomon's, David's, Billy, or whoever. Of correspondence, the law of correspondence. As above, so below. Whatever is going on in your head is going on in your body. Whatever's going on inside your body is going on outside in your life. That's the way it's immediately relevant. Then it gets to be whatever's going on in the heavens is going on the earth. Whatever's going on the inside of the heavens is going on the inside of you in your spiritual, astral, invisible body. That's the law of correspondence. You keep that universal principle as you look at things moving in your world to comprehend why, how. Because the law of correspondence keeps working with the other part of universal law.
That's proving to be true. This is new information to me, but the more I learn about it, the more it makes sense. And I've been learning about it for like maybe not 15 years, more like 13. I've been learning about it a long time, and it's starting. I can definitely say I'm starting to see and understand the things. Like I used to just learn the things, but I didn't really understand the things. You know what I mean? What do you think? Do you think that stuff's real?
Damn, y'all knew U.S. corn was banned in other countries? I know most of y'all eat corn. We about to see what's up. U.S. corn is commonly sprayed with atrazine. Atrazine is linked to birth defects and is banned in 44 countries. Damn. Atrazine is linked to declines in endangered amphibians and other many endangered species throughout the country. I don't know. It's an endocrine disruptor that directly affects the sexual development of amphibians by changing their hormone cycle. And exposure to atrazine even at low levels affect the development of sex characteristic in frogs. But now atrazine is one of the most commonly used herbicides in the United States. Approximately 80 million pounds of it is used across the country each year. A contaminant in the ground, surface, and in our drinking water for both people and animals, or wildlife or whatever. And it's banned in the European Union. And a lot of studies link atrazine to health concerns like increased risk of prostate cancer and decreased sperm count in men, a high risk of breast cancer in women. Damn, that's crazy. Did you know about this ban? What's your thoughts on that?
Pray for America. We don't have food in our food. Well, that's it, guys. I didn't have very many today, and frankly, I keep getting interrupted again and again. So next time will be longer, I promise. I appreciate you coming and hanging out and watching these videos with me. If you want to watch any of these videos on your own, I have a link for my TikTok. And I upload all the videos to my TikTok. So you can scroll through the TikTok. You can share the videos if you want. Just have a good time with it. This is all for entertainment purposes. Don't take anything too serious. Everybody be nice. Leave in the comments that you're here if you're here. I appreciate you and I thank you. And y'all have a very good day or night. See ya.